This is Padre Pablo from Manila, the capital of the Philippines. He's a man of faith. His church rises above one of the most dangerous slums in the city, and every Sunday he gathers his parishioners to preach peace and good. Also, Padre Pablo is one of the biggest gun owners in the city.
Oh my God.
You have a full-fledged arsenal here.
Kalashnikovs like these are very popular around here.
Kalashnikov. Kalashes are popular here?
Yes.
Today, guys, I will tell you about a country where not only every gangster, but every other housewife and her baby has a gun.
Not far from me, they shot a man in broad daylight. I was riding a tricycle, had to duck to the ground on the spot. I heard some bangs, and the driver said, "Get down, there's a shootout."
Many stores, homes, and institutions are guarded like this, with loaded shotguns. Guards are, I believe, the most common profession in the Philippines. There can be no other way if buying a gun is easier than buying sneakers. So let's go to an island where they make counterfeit handguns and submachine guns, just like they make counterfeit branded clothes in China. Where are we?
Will you blur our faces?
Yes, I'll blur the faces. But where are we? I'm going to visit some illegal gun manufacturers near the city of Danao. This city in the south of the Philippines is the country's gun capital. I'll tell you about a ghetto where they make fake passports and documents. All right, guys, we got a driver's license. Let's take a closer look at it. This is a country with unbelievable slum districts where people live in cemeteries and eat secondhand food. This is the most disgusting food, I guess, there is on this planet. It's called pagpag. Also, the setting is incredibly beautiful. Untouched nature is all around. Wow, this is probably one of the most picturesque adventures I have ever been on. You can swim with giant sharks like this. Would you dare? We are in the country of snow-white beaches, gorgeous nature, big cities, and slums. Here, they will make you a fake ID in an hour and fetch an arsenal for a small army in 24 hours. Today, we will see a Philippines that you have never seen before.
Tour, but I got expensive habits.
Show me something?
They've got everything here. You can buy any fake ID you like. A driver's license, any diploma. Here you are, anything you want.
Here, look, you can buy a driver's license. You can buy a diploma from any university. You can
Any receipt.
buy any receipts, tax returns, anything you need. You can buy a passport.
Birth certificates, marriage certificates, all there in a heap.
We have come to a true paradise for manufacturers of various fake documents, including counterfeit money. Here, in one of Manila's districts, you can get anything you need made for you. To cut right to it, let's see how it actually works. I'm gonna try to make a fake Filipino driver's license. I'm in Manila, the capital of the Philippines. Its population is more than 20 million people, and some say it's well over 30 already, which makes it one of the most densely populated cities in the world. Do I have my photo taken right here?
Yeah.
Should I go in? My guide on the counterfeit document market is Valera. He's lived in Manila for many years. We're in the Recto district.
Recto.
Recto.
Correct.
Uh-huh. So this is the sleaziest den of Manila.
Well, basically, yeah.
It is located in the heart of the city. This is the old city, near the university, but almost everyone in the city knows that a recto diploma means fake documents in the local slang. I'm sure you imagined a counterfeit passport and ID factory a bit differently. You'll see ladies peeking from the ruins, offering you to get a new identity or new education, employment, place of residence, anything. The neat part is that this marketplace is constantly patrolled by police officers. They even look like they're guarding it. Now see, there, a policeman is buying something here. Also, there's a police precinct station close by.
Right next to a precinct, you have people selling counterfeit documents, literally like 10 meters from it.
And the policemen, well, of course, it's clear that the police, you know, have their finger elbow deep into this pie, but so close to the precinct?
Well, that's how it is.
These are the Philippines. These are the Philippines, baby. Valera is taking me to one of the most experienced counterfeit masters in Recto. We are not going to have our driver's license made right at the side of the street, right? We're going somewhere deeper into the slums?
Yeah. The old licenses were well made, but the new ones I'm not so sure. I haven't made a new one yet, so I can't really say.
And here you can make different seals. They can put any stamp or seal on your documents or have a seal to go made for you to affix to any document you like. In the meantime, Valera is already haggling for the price of my driver's license. You see that man in a striped t-shirt with a naked belly? He's not the designer. He only receives the orders. That guy wanted $5 grand. We haggled it down to $3. Ultimately, he agreed to do it for $1,000.
I said cut it out, it's too pricey. $750. All right, $1,000 max.
$1,000.
Well, he wanted 3.
Well, 1,000 is okay. Maybe 800. 1,000? Okay, 1,000. The master sends me to take some photos. Everything is nearby. There's a photo studio nearby for fake licenses, and it looks absolutely nothing like those underground laboratories from spy movies. An ordinary studio where they take a photo on my phone against an almost white wall. Good, good.
Which one do you choose?
Guys, which one? This one or this one here?
Any will do.
I'm gonna choose this one, with the smile. Yeah, me smiling. I want to be smiling on my fake driver's license. It cost 100 more pesos. The girl went the extra mile and retouched my face to improve the colors. Very good, really good. The fun part is, check it out, alongside my photo here in the same print shop, they print some canvassing pamphlets for one of the senators who must be in the middle of her local election campaign. Everything in one place. Apart from the photo, I'm filling out this form. My full name, height, weight. I hope I do weigh 180 pounds, although I gained some weight. Country of birth, blue eyes. I must specify eye color, date of birth. I changed it slightly, and signature. I changed a little bit too because I don't want to give them my real signature. And with this piece of paper and photo, I'm going to have my fake Filipino driver's license. I'm taking all of this to the counterfeit master, and this time he is coming out in person to document the order.
Where does he live? Any address. Date of birth?
There, I wrote it there.
Right. I need an address.
Any address.
Think up an address in Manila.
In Manila.
Do you live here?
Yes. I'm sweating like a pig. I'm so nervous. Frankly, this is the first time I've ordered fake documents.
There, check it out. I made it here. It's a taxpayer's card.
You made it here, right?
Yeah, here. Well, not exactly here, in another place in the area. You can use it to open a bank account, for example.
Now, hold on. Let's use my money. I want to buy this with my own 1,000.
No, hold on. You gotta give half first.
Okay, half first. When we were about to leave, the man suddenly called us again, and honestly, at that moment, I was especially tense. He's calling you. For some reason, it all seemed like an unreal adventure to me, and I expected we were about to be caught any second. We looked as suspicious as you could. Two foreigners looking for fake documents in the heart of Manila. However, Valera has become a local already.
Russian?
Yeah, I'm Russian. I'm from Russia, and he's a Filipino.
A Filipino. Okay.
And that's it. It turned out the counterfeit master simply wanted to specify what citizenship to specify in the documents. In theory, I could easily become a Filipino or a resident of any other country. Phew, guys, I am all wet from fear and anxiety. Well, it's hot here too, of course. It's the first time I'm ordering a fake driver's license, and we gave him a prepayment, half. The other half in an hour when he finishes it. Let's see how it goes.
1, 2, 3, let's go. I see you staring, but don't want no smoke. I hear you talking, but I'm here for the show. Don't get it twisted, baby, I snatch souls.
Welcome, right? God first. God comes first, God above all. This is actually the entrance to some of the sleaziest slums in Manila. They actually take up a sizable part of the city center. But these are not the notorious Tondo slums, which you don't simply enter as it's dangerous. Tondo is a real state within a state, and we'll definitely get there a bit later. But for now, I want to show you where fugitives from all over the world are hiding in Manila. Gangsters from Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, USA, and Europe are all constantly being arrested in the Philippines.
11 fugitives wanted for various crimes, from conspiracy to murder, from child molestation to sexual assault, have been captured in the Philippines in the last 6 months, from August 2018 to April 2019.
The Philippines is a popular location for fugitives from South Korea.
Japanese fugitives Kyoto Yamamura and Toshia Fujita were deported to Japan on Thursday. They were escorted out of Manila yesterday morning by 9 Japanese police officers.
However, many more escaped convicts are never found. They say in slums like these, you can lay low indefinitely. The main unwritten rule here is not to ask any questions and not to report your tenants. Guys, here the buildings are so close to each other, and there are so many wires that it feels like you're inside some kind of a room, but I'm walking down a street. I mean, just look what's going on above my head. Look at how many different wires there are. These are some strange accumulations. The slums are plastered with numerous ads for rooms to rent. You have a room for rent?
Yeah, I do.
You do? How much?
2,000.
Can I see the room that you offer?
See it. You gotta go upstairs.
All right, guys, we're going to try to film for you what rooms for rent in the slums for 2,000 pesos per month look like. Now, see, here's a woman doing laundry, okay? Up here?
Yeah, the room is there.
Okay, can I go up there? Okay. Right. There are these weird stairs that may collapse under my weight. And where's the room? The one for rent. Now, here's a closed-circuit TV camera, but it's not connected to anything, naturally. What cameras? Forget it. Now, check this out. People are trying to decorate their apartments regardless. You see? What a nice curtain at this entrance. Now, all homes, all doors are locked, of course, but this lock here is stronger than the door it locks. By the look and feel of it, you can kick this door in with a single kick, just bam, and knock it down. The same with this one. But the locks are all here for some reason. Oh, hello, hello. People live in some kind of a kennel, which there isn't even a door, it's just a hole. Guys, can you imagine I'm on the second floor? Check it out. The first floor is down there, and I'm on the second floor, and up there are more. There's 1, 2, 3 floors minimum. Whew, honestly, I'm afraid to climb up further into this shack on chicken legs. For real though, it's all supported by these unfathomable supports.
Are you all right?
Yes.
Ah, there you are. Here's the room. Seems a bit too small for you.
Uh-huh. This is for 3,000.
Yes.
3
Yes.
or 2.
3.
2.
Are you going to rent for real?
For $2,000. I mean, will 2,000 be okay? 2,000.
You and your friend?
No, me alone.
Here's the bathroom. Are you sure?
Uh-huh. You can take a shower here. There's even a toilet. Check it out.
Where are you from?
I'm from Russia.
Russia.
Now you can wash yourself here, and the toilet is there, and then you can dry your clothes here. I'm just filming a blog. Would you rent this to me for 2,000?
For how many years or months?
Months. For 1 month.
1 month? Okay.
For 2,000.
Okay, I can accept 2,000.
2,000. Okay, do you need any documents?
Are you sure? I don't need any documents. Just sign.
Okay, just a signature.
And you give me the money.
Okay. All right. Well, there, guys, you can stay in a room like this for 1 month for 2,000. For 2,000 pesos. Here's a bed. Here you can leave your things. You see, it's all pretty clean, actually. You don't need any documents at all. If you need a place to lay low, just to hang out somewhere, so that nobody would know where you are, Manila is the perfect spot for you.
You're soaking wet.
Yes, it's very hot in here, very. There's no fan, and there's no air conditioning, and there won't be, of course. It will be more than enough if the electricity is not cut off and the house doesn't fall down while you live here. Well, would you stay in such an apartment like this? You know, I mean, the monthly rental it's very affordable.
Look at me go, look at me flex, this not a plane, more like a jet. I heard the song, we ain't impressed, then she heard me, now she undressed. You do what you want when you hot.
Phew, yeah, you guys, there is literally no breathable air in here. Guys, I just feel like I'm in a city inside of a city, in some catacombs. I don't know. It's like wandering in a maze of underground tunnels. At some point, you can't tell whether you turned right or left anymore. Where's the exit? Where's the entrance? Which way did you come from? Where do you go next? All the streets are, I mean, look at this. I mean, some narrow sidewalks, and they all look alike. You can get lost in here in seconds. Hi. Listen, do many people live here?
Well,
Overall, are there many people in Manila slums?
well, on this street right here, roughly in this area, there are about 35,000 residents.
Wow. Now, there aren't any criminal gangs here, right?
No, there are no criminal gangs here. There's no mafia or such, or even organized crime in the Philippines. There are some drug dealers, maybe they're organized somehow, but most criminals were shot on sight without a fair trial or anything. Usually all criminals are shot when arrested. They plant weapons on them, on serious criminal suspects, and then just shoot them.
Ah, so they get no trial, they're just shot, and that's that.
Yeah. If you're a suspect, they say you had a .45 gun, and that does it. You just get shot.
Do cars get stolen?
There are no stolen cars at all. There was a gang who used to do it. They stole a lot of cars. They all shot together right on the main street, a whole bunch of them. And since then, cars don't get stolen. The locals don't have alarm systems for their cars. They just lock their cars with regular keys, so there are no problems with cars. These are afraid of cars because lots of people have guns and the attackers could get shot.
It wasn't mass arrests, but criminal executions in the Philippines that started under the former President Rodrigo Duterte. To be precise, it started before he was president, when he was the mayor of Davao. There, he established a special Davao death squad. It literally eliminated all drug dealers and other criminals. Although he himself never acknowledged that he had created this squad, Duterte publicly supported the crackdowns, and when he became president in 2016, drug dealer executions became a nationwide practice. Rodrigo Duterte was a rock star president. He rode a bike, he liked weapons, and he showed it. And as president, Duterte claimed he personally shot 3 drug traffickers.
I don't know how many bullets from my gun hit them, but it happened.
And do you think you can remain president after this?
Yes, of course. Considering the problems of my country, there are 4 million drug addicts in my country.
He allowed them to be shot on the streets, and not only to be killed, but he announced a reward for this, like some sort of Wild West, a prize for a scalp.
On their head now. I'm announcing 2 million per head. Better they're dead, because then you won't have to pay for a funeral, as that'll be extra costs.
People started shooting each other in the streets for real. Drug dealers killed other drug dealers to get paid. Then they ran out of drug dealers and started killing drug addicts.
They paid 30,000 pesos per dead junkie. There were whole shooting squads driving around here, shooting everyone on the list. There were those...
Okay, so let me clarify. They paid 30,000 pesos per person? Like, I don't get it. Was it per head or per scalp?
Per head. Yeah, per scalp. You shoot a guy, you get your 30,000 pesos. What's that, something around 600 USD?
This means that an ordinary citizen could go and shoot...
Not an ordinary citizen, but the ones who had guns. Usually those were former police officers. There was this couple around here, a husband and wife. He was an ex-military. She was a former police officer, I think, and the two of them shot 300 people. Earned some good money. Those are the shooting squads we had.
The record holders were a couple who shot 800 men. They got around $100 per head. International human rights organizations hated Duterte, but he remained the most popular politician in the Philippines. Duterte banned smoking in the streets in many areas. Duterte imposed huge fines for littering, and that's why Manila is now more or less clean, even very clean, I would say. Duterte, who many people call him a dictator, especially in the foreign media, and even more after he started improving relations with China. But the amazing thing was that when Duterte's term was over, he was incredibly popular in the Philippines. But he just walked away. Now he lives quietly in the southern Philippines, in his small homeland. Moreover, after he left, he became 1.5 times more popular, according to polls, and now he is simply adored here. He's really like a national icon, or something like that. He is the most popular politician, the most popular president of the independent Philippines.
Vibe blowing at the J, got the loud jumping at the pay.
Here they take showers just like that in the street, both guys and girls. I tried to film some women taking a shower as they do so with their clothes on anyway. I thought it would be okay. However, they got shy and they asked me not to film. Well, guys, this is what houses are made of here. Roughly speaking, it's just a tin can. You can peer inside through this crack here. The tin can is nailed to thin wooden planks that uphold the entire structure. And also, this structure is multi-storied. I have no idea how it all holds together. It's hanging by a thread, literally. The slums are built so that you can live for a long period of time without going out. There are shops here, restaurants, workshops, even its own banking system. So this is an ATM, right?
Yeah.
To withdraw some cash? Yeah, like cash out and cash in. Now, what's this here?
You throw in a coin, turn it on, and you get a Wi-Fi connection.
Oh, I see. It's a temporary Wi-Fi hotspot. That's cool. So for a few minutes, you get a Wi-Fi connection. The main entertainment are these computer gaming clubs, as children here don't have their own PCs, of course. Now here, guys, if you're playing Contra and someone whooped your ass, know that it could have been one of these guys from the Manila slums. And believe me, they are more motivated to win than you are.
I heard they checking for me, no one checking on me, so I had to go run up a check. I had to put all their egos in check.
Naturally, as in any slums, there are no such notions as personal space or public space here. This means that people do their laundry and store their stuff outside. In general, the boundaries between outside and inside are quite blurred. Hi.
Hi.
They wash their clothes themselves in the street. And, well, here's a baby sleeping outside. And this is another fully public space. And here is another computer club. Hi. Hello. Can I come in?
Yes.
This is my house.
This is your house.
This is my house. Yeah.
And how many people live here?
Around 10, I guess. 11, 12.
12 people live in this house. Okay. How many rooms have you got?
Only 2.
2 rooms. 2. So this is one for the women and then that one's for the men?
No, the women live there.
Ah, the women live there and then the guys are here then,
There
yes?
are only 2 ladies here,
Ah, only 2.
and they sleep here.
Now this means out of the 12 people, there are 2 ladies and 10 guys.
Yeah,
10 guys for 2 women.
yeah.
And why so many guys and so few ladies?
Because they peel the squids and sleep outside.
Aha. The point is, of course, that there are many immigrants in the slums, and immigrants are mostly men. All right, guys, we even have a toilet here. This is actually pretty luxurious. This is the place where you sleep. There are no windows at all because a window would face the opposite wall. What windows? Okay, guys, there are fans like these everywhere here. And if you stick your finger in there, I nearly touched it. You see, this is a fan that's turned off for now, but if you stick your fingers in here, kaput. Yeah. Well, this is, roughly speaking, the entire place. Hello. Now there, check it out, the whole room too. There's even a kitchen here.
This is my father.
Oh, your father. Oh, hello there. And over there, check it out. There's a woman doing makeup and there's a large TV set. How many people live here?
4.
4. You see, guys, the people here are incredibly nice and kind. Everyone waves their hands and shouts, "My friend, hello, my friend." Yes, everyone is a friend to you. They smile so much and they're so kind and they're not aggressive here in the Manila slums at all. All right, so the hour is up and I'm going to get my documents. And I hope my driver's license is ready. So let's go have a look.
Here you go. And this is the receipt.
Ah,
There must be a receipt.
they even gave me the receipts. That's cool. Guys, they even gave me the receipt.
You could use that receipt. Typically, while they're making your driver's license, they give you this receipt, and you can use it temporarily instead. Like if your driver's license isn't ready yet, you can use this.
Uh-huh. Oh, 500. Okay. All right, guys. We've got the driver's license. Let me take a closer look at it.
The police station is right behind us.
Oh, well then I'll hide my license for now and we'll get a little farther away for me to take a closer look at it. So here it is. Now look, there's a stamp with a hologram. The plastic is holographic, it's legit, just like the genuine driver's license. And all the attributes, the flag, the emblem, all the data, I'm not afraid to show them because the data is fake. I wouldn't give my genuine data, of course. On the flip side, there are all the things that should be there. A hologram, a barcode, all of the data. This fake driver's license looks exactly like the real ones. And moreover, they're accepted by hotels and many other institutions. You can use this to open a bank account. I mean, this is incredible. And also, they give you this certificate. So check this out. That's an official receipt with a barcode. This certifies that I have registered official, genuine documents. With this certificate, you can drive a car, implying that your driver's license is not ready yet. However, guys, please do not buy such documents. I did this for my journalistic investigation just to show you. This is illegal and dangerous. If they realize that you're just a tourist who is having fun, they can report you to the police. So realize these guys are in cahoots with the police, and then the police will milk you for 10 times more money than the fake driver's license cost you. So don't do this. This is dangerous. Though it's interesting, the most popular documents cooked up by these artisans are not driver's license or even passports, but death certificates. Very good. For many years, journalists have been investigating mysterious disappearances of people, most of all criminals, in the Philippines. The Daily Telegraph claims Manila is the world's leader in fake deaths.
Right at the top of the list.
The Philippines is the best place to disappear.
If I want
a death certificate specifying when I was born, lived, died, when and how the autopsy was performed, and where I was buried, in the Philippines, I can get those papers in 48 hours.
But if you think that such services are used only by hardened criminals and crime bosses, you're wrong. They're often bank debtors, unfaithful husbands, and more. In the beginning of 2023, there was news about the death of a Taiwanese pop star, Lu Wen-chen. In the 80s, he was very popular in Asia and still had many fans. These fans, of course, began to grieve for the departed star. But after a while, Lu's producer said that the musician faked his own death to refuse a contract for 2 billion Taiwanese dollars, which he was promised by a businessman from China for a tour of the country. Lu himself is alive, and to stage his death went, of course, to the Philippines. In general, if someone who owes you money suddenly dies, it's worth checking if he's recently flown to Manila.
Her name ain't Mega, but yeah, she a stallion. The way that we dress her ran out of Italian. New chain bustin', beat the medallion, pull you on top.
So guys, here's a vital warning. In the Philippines, like in many other countries, karaoke is the thing they sing in every other house. And there are numerous karaoke clubs. However, never, ever, if your life is dear to you, do not sing Frank Sinatra's My Way in any of these clubs. Every year, someone gets shot while performing this song. Now, the reasons may differ each time, and that's why it's still unclear what makes Filipinos whip out their guns and shoot the singer when they hear My Way. However, the fact remains, this phenomenon in the Philippines has its own name, the My Way Killers. In fact, many karaoke clubs even cross this song out of their repertoire not to provoke anyone else. But nonetheless, even if they have it, guys, when singing karaoke in the Philippines, please sing some other song. That will keep you safe. Manila's underground is the only place where wearing masks is still mandatory. Police officers control this at the entrance. Also, they frisk everyone who enters and x-ray their bags also. The cost of the ticket depends on where you're going. This is what a ticket looks like. Now, overall, for prices, there really isn't a big difference. The cheapest route costs 15 pesos, or around 30 cents, maybe a bit less. The most expensive route costs 20 pesos, or roughly 40 cents. There's really no big difference. For such a big city, I mean, Manila's population exceeds 20 million people. The underground is actually extremely small. Because, you see, there are actually only 3 working lines, with most of the stations above ground, on bridges. Now see, this zone is for women only, while men can get in only over there. A special officer maintains order. He stands on an elevated post. This music plays whenever the train arrives. It's like, wow, the train is here, let's dance. So, getting through won't be as easy as I thought. It's not the rush hour now. It's 12 o'clock, it's noon. Oh. Okay, I'm in. Perfect. The rail car is pretty packed, I should say, given that this is not the rush hour in the least. I mean, just look at this. There are so many people at noon here. The women's car is stuffed as much, also. In fact, I wouldn't say that it's more comfortable over there. Moreover, some women have gotten into this car simply because there was no space in the women's car. Now, when the train stops at a station, people hold on for dear life not to be dragged out of the car with the crowd. The heat is unbearable here, too. And on top of that, you have to wear these masks. I mean, look, everybody really covers their faces with their masks. Honestly, I would take it off here already, as nobody seems to be watching. It's so stuffy in here. However, if everyone else is going to be wearing them, I will too. I'm a foreigner here, after all. It would be rude to take it off. Oh, guys, wow. This is really tough. There was literally no breathable air, no air at all. Ugh, I am done. I need to get some fresh air. Well, the main thing now, I want that policeman to stop yelling over there at the station. He's looking at me. Oh, my head is swimming right now. And he keeps yelling, what? What do you want? Hey, I didn't forget anything, did I? Right. I got everything. Okay. Okay, guys, enough. Away from the station now. Ugh.
Bam, bam, she wanna flip for the gram. Plus, her baby sabe who I am, so she wanna do it all on cam, like.
There are 2 main means of transportation in Manila. First of all, there are tricycles. Now, these don't always include mopeds. Sometimes they attach carriages to bicycles, and then the driver really needs to hit the pedals. Filipinos are keen on decorating their tricycles as much as possible. In some tricycles, there are these handles for a more comfortable ride, and there are curtains, and some of them even have higher covers so that you can sit up straight. Now, the second means of transportation are jeepneys. These are simply tough, powerful-looking cars, but in fact, very often they have moped engines under the hood, or some old Japanese car engine on its last legs. So on top, they put these massive stainless steel bodies as if it's some cool off-road SUV or something. It's actually pretty cool, right? Jeepneys, or jeepies, were initially made from American Jeeps left behind after the Second World War. The Philippines used to be a U.S. colony and could only gain independence after the Second World War. I'll tell you more about that later. Today, jeepneys are a Philippine icon. So check this out. This bumper is so massive, while it's made out of I don't know what. I mean, it's not even metal. It's just some plastic with some plaster layered on top of it. Now check this out. Here is the driver's nickname, the Silent Achiever, a man who silently but menacingly rolls along the road. And then on top of that, we read, "In God We Trust." So just look at the side. It's fashionably maxed out with some kind of running boards at the bottom. He painted a beautiful ship here. Check this out. There are some grills on his rear lights, and I think this grill costs more than the light itself. The doors are metal. They're brutal, as if they're from some horror movie. I think they took these doors from the Saw movie. And then this is the rear bumper. Jeepney drivers adore their cars. They always give them names.
She got cheese, she got smile, she got business on the side. She got G for them guys, money baby out of time.
Does your jeepney have a name?
Yeah.
What name? Ah, Satellite.
Jose Playboy.
You're Jose Playboy?
A retired Playboy.
Okay, you're retired. Are you sure you're retired?
Yeah.
Damn, feeling lucky. How about most streets?
Jeepney's interiors are like a Thai tuk-tuk. In fact, it's kind of an ordinary Asian bus. Only jeepneys are very, very big. 20+ people cram in here, and then 2 or 3 passengers can sit right here. So this is a really big bus. Oh, they turned the lights on. So check this out, some lighting. Now see the fancy lighting over there? People here get out of their way to decorate their jeepney. Lighting and sometimes colorful paintings, some cool lights. The music is rocking, dropping just the meanest beats. And they have blinders here. This is really fancy, in fact, darkened blinders. And if you roll them down, you get something similar to privacy glass. These rear fenders are often customized in the weirdest possible way. This wheel is older than you and me put together.
Yeah. But it's a good wheel.
All jeepney drivers keep their money like that. Why like that exactly?
To quickly give change. The passenger gives me money, I give them back the change just like this.
Uh-huh.
Someone gives me money, I give them the change.
Yes.
Only jeepney drivers do it like that. I have never seen anything like that.
Yeah, only the drivers do
They
that.
keep their money between their fingers.
Yes.
Guys, I've come to a workshop where they make jeepneys. So check this out. Wow, wow. Wow, is that for racing?
Yes,
Wow.
for drag racing.
Wow. Poto Ramos and his family make jeepneys like these in their garage in the middle of Tondo, Manila's largest slum district. And how much time does it take to make one jeepney?
A month.
If I want to buy, not for racing, but an ordinary jeepney, how much does it cost?
Around 200,000, with a stainless steel body and steel tubes in the frame.
So this is a jeepney body, right? This here?
Okay.
Ah. And this here, guys, I think is the dream car. This is what's called the private jeepney. The same jeepney, but for one passenger. So check this out. It must always be a lowrider and all made of stainless steel. And they put a lock here so that it won't be stolen. Now check this out. It's so hardcore. It's a real muscle car. Oh, what a cool model. And look, vice versa. Small wheels to make it more brutal. And then ropes instead of a window. But then ropes, that's not scary, it's not bad, but it's still cool. And it's all stainless steel. It's an absolute unit of a car. Golden wheels and this fancy curtain, and the top is a convertible. Look at that. This is a convertible. This is a private jeepney convertible. And you got AMG, you got Mazda here, anything you want. Now check this out. These jeepneys are chained to lampposts like bicycles, just in case. Ramos manufactures the racing versions of jeepneys too. Now guys, I don't know whether you can feel it through the camera, but this car is reeking with adrenaline. I mean, it is oozing with testosterone. Ah! Oh. Everything vibrates here, everything. Wow. Wow. Check this out, guys. I mean, what a beauty. Just look at this car. This is simply the dream car. This is not a jeepney. This is just it's just so cool. Okay, getting in here is not easy, of course, as it should be for a sports car, but it's so cool.
And this here's the engine. Well, I upgraded it. I put in a Weber 40 carburetor. A Weber 40. I fully replaced the camshaft to squeeze the maximum from the engine. You see the flywheel? That's titanium.
Oh, so you mean you replaced it with a titanium one?
Yes,
Now, where do you get the spare parts?
they are imported from the USA.
America.
Can I ask you, how much does this car cost? I understand that it's not for sale, but how much?
One American wanted to buy this car for my husband. He offered 1 million.
1 million pesos, really? And you didn't sell it. These cars are only for Toto Ramos's son, Ramucho, in between his police work in Tondo. Is it hard to combine police work with street racing?
Not really, to be honest. It's a perfect balance of sports and work. Because I love my job.
Do you drive the roads?
No, it's prohibited in the Philippines. Racing is illegal. I race only in permitted zones. For example, on the international high-speed highway.
Now, do you like jeepneys personally?
Yeah, of course. It's my first love. I've adopted my father's passion.
Now, can I ask you about your police work? I heard that here in Tondo, shootouts are an everyday business. Is that true or not?
There are some, but they're not related to this so-called serial killer. He isn't here. I can assure you.
What serial killer? What are you talking about?
Well, rumor has it a serial killer is roaming the streets of Tondo. But that's not true.
It's not true.
There can be shootouts. Yeah, just some casual shootings.
Later, I learned that at the time of my visit, there was indeed some news about a certain serial killer. Authorities kept insisting that there was no serial killer, while everyone believed the opposite. And Ramucho here started to deny it too, although I didn't ask him more about it. Do many people around here bear arms?
Yes, many carry guns, but they have permits. In the Philippines, you have the right to bear arms if you have a license. Yeah.
So this means this area isn't dangerous.
No. No. Tondo is a safe place. I mean it. Rumor has it that Tondo is... well, it's the battlefield for gang wars and stuff like that. But that's not true. It's not true. Not true.
Well, if it's thrice not true, I decided to take a stroll around Tondo. Now, guys, we're entering one of the poorest and most dangerous places in Manila, the Tondo slums. And according to the 2015 census, 635,000 people lived here officially. In reality, no census can count precisely how many people live here. People live in squatter settlements, one on top of the other, literally in several layers. And these are the largest slums in Manila, and I guess the most densely populated area in the country. It says engineering office here, but clearly they must have snatched this billboard for their house. The house is built from, well, from everything and anything that you can find in the street. So check this out. This whole thing is tied with a rope to keep it together. Somehow, it's not even a rope, but an old fishing net or something like that. If it snaps, the house will go down. Tondo occupies a huge part of the capital region. In fact, it was once a separate city and older than Manila itself. It's at least 1,100 years old. Now, looking at these sites, you wouldn't believe it, but it was the capital of a small ancient state. Then the Spaniards established the region of Tondo here, and it was one of the richest on the territory of the present Philippines, which is why it became one of the first regions to rebel against the Spanish. But Spanish rule was followed by American rule, and until the middle of the 20th century, it was quite a respectable neighborhood. Here is a picture of Tondo from 1941, showing a church, neat houses, and smooth, well-planned streets. During the Second World War, the Americans practically leveled Manila, wresting it from the Japanese. The bombing of the city was one of the most ruthless in the history of the war. More than 100,000 civilians died, more than the nuclear strikes on Hiroshima and Nagasaki combined. There were almost no residential buildings left in the city, and many villagers came to rebuild it, settling wherever they could. That's when modern Tondo began to emerge. Some buildings in Tondo are rather sturdy. You see, it's concrete. The entire block's made from concrete. You won't believe it, but these buildings were erected with the World Bank's money. In the 1970s, the international community was highly concerned with the growing number of poor who were living in shacks. So they decided to help and allocated a huge amount of money. Through the 70s and 80s in Tondo, these were built, you see, also like shacks, but made of concrete, not wood chips or roofing felt. And now it's considered elite housing here in this neighborhood. Such houses, or rather apartments, can cost 100 to 150,000 pesos. Now, the houses were built with these huge, comfortable balconies, you see, even with these beautiful fences on them. Well, of course, next to such concrete houses here and there, in the same years, there continued to appear such shacks, which were simply assembled, glued, and sometimes even tied together with ropes in the literal sense. So just look at how many things are hanging here, and by these things you can tell how many people live in this hut. Tondo residents have two major sources of income. Firstly, a huge port, where you can always do some odd jobs. But secondly, they have a huge dump site that they call the Smokey Mountain. Now, that mountain behind me is Manila's famous Smokey Mountain. In fact, it's a huge, huge, stinking pile of garbage that takes up an entire city block. And this pile of garbage is inhabited. There are buildings there, people living there, distributing this garbage. The most terrible thing is that in this garbage they find food, which they then somehow wash, try to disinfect, wash again, and put into use. They eat it. This food is called pagpag.
I had to put all their egos in check.
Near this dump site, they sell everything that they find in it. Sneakers, Converses, wheels, tools, just about anything. Anything that people throw away that they don't need anymore, but that could be useful somehow. And rear car mirrors, I've forgotten the words, I'm overheating. But these mugs are in quite good condition, unbroken, generally excellent mugs. Watches, chargers, wires. Look at the number of discarded balls, in good condition. A shirt, it's almost new. Wow, you have so many.
Yeah, I do.
Man, they're from the Smokey Mountain, right?
Yes.
But they're new.
They're new, yeah.
There are whole stores with clothes from junkyards. When you can't be sure it's secondhand, maybe it's 10th hand. This set of clothes. These underwear, for example, are 20 pesos, which is something like 40 cents, I think. Look at how nice these underwear are. I mean, I don't think any more than 5 or 6 people wore them, right? They're good. $2 shorts. This is where kids' toys end up. And look at the amount of stuff in here. I mean, wow, so many toys, so many toys. Well, and along with the toys, there's all kinds of Gucci bags, which in principle, they're basically the same thing. Smokey Mountain used to be Manila's largest landfill, and although garbage dumping was officially banned in 1995, it continues to be done, albeit in much smaller quantities. Now, this mountain has become a slum within a slum. The poorest of the poor settle there to wade through the garbage.
To the floor, to the couch. Might wake the neighbors up.
I'm going to visit my friend Janice, whose family moved to the dump when she was a child, to see how they live there. I'm going up Smokey Mountain. It smells awful, but I want to see what's what. A trash path leads to something that looks like a village. The people walking towards us are very friendly. Here's a woman sorting cans and preparing to take them to recycling. If you don't look at the dump under your feet and you don't breathe, it all looks like an ordinary poor village. Right here, guys, on this mountain, they have a kind of restaurant, and they prepare this food to be sold in different stalls all over Manila. You're going to sell this in restaurants, right?
Yes.
Yes, this is for restaurants.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. This is called togi.
Aha.
With vegetables.
Wow. Look at how neatly she's wrapping it. Now you see, guys, right here, on this mountain, they make these wonderful rolls that you'll find all over Manila.
Where are you from?
I'm from Russia. From Russia.
Oh.
So if you want a snack, know this, the chef is right behind me.
I speak English a bit.
I'm on the sound, hoodie season, back around, no more summer bounce, little squeeze out.
Can you come a little bit closer? The camera doesn't see you. Well, don't be shy.
I didn't have time to get ready.
Don't worry, don't worry. Janice and her family have been here since 2003. She now has children who are also likely to grow up in this same dump. That's her husband, Jose. He works for Smokey Mountain Security. It's kind of like a local authority that decides who does what in what part of the dump.
He said he will come back later.
Okay.
Yeah, go on.
So you have a security service that decides who can live here and who can't.
Yes, and those who can't.
For example, can I come and stay to live here?
Stay to live? No,
No.
you can't.
I mean, I have to ask for somebody's permission.
You have to ask the security service.
Okay, the guards.
They will tell you what you can do.
Wow, what a smell. It's a stench, really.
Yes, it stinks.
It stinks really bad, yeah.
Yes.
Smokey Mountain.
Yeah.
They come here mostly from the poorer parts of the country. Janice's family is from the north of the island. Smokey Mountain is like a mining site. The only resource is garbage. The mountain is divided into plots, and some are more profitable and some are less, depending on what was historically dumped where. Now, you know, it's like walking through some village that's divided into plots. There's a fence on the right and a fence on the left, but these plots aren't plots for housing. They're plots for garbage collecting. Each local resident has his own plot where they dismantle the garbage brought in and looking for something valuable there. And they don't encroach onto others' territories. You see, the richer people, they fence off their plots. And as I understand, these are mattress springs from rotting mattresses. It's kind of like local barbed wire. Now, you see, the man here has a huge courtyard here, just a huge courtyard of his own. A house that's made of, well, God knows what, of course. Another warehouse, a place to hang things. There's some water storage over there. And so, even here on the Smokey Mountain, even in this poorest place in Manila, there are, again, the poor and the rich. There's this division at every level. Yeah, well, it smells awful here. It's some kind of mercury, or I don't know what that is. It smells like rubber. Ugh, smells like hell. It smells like hell. I don't know what I've inhaled, but I'm sure I inhaled something. We have this guy with us everywhere. He's also security and also a relative of Janice's. I don't really know which one. So you see this rag on his head. This is a Filipino thing. Filipinos believe that you should put a cloth on your head when it rains or when it's hot instead of a hat, or, you know, just for style. A lot of people here just put a cloth on their head. And now we're actually going for that local delicacy, pagpag.
There is pagpag in the marketplace.
We climb down the mountain, and after a short walk along the highway that runs next to it, we reach a spot that every child here knows, as well as they know this nice old lady, Madam Clara, a pagpag collector. We were lucky. She had just filled up a fresh bag. This, guys, is the most disgusting food, I guess, there is on the planet. It's called pagpag. It's basically chicken that's already been eaten and found in garbage dumps. And this one here, you see, it's all bitten off. Here are better pieces. They're more premium with more meat. And then they wash the chicken here, and then they roast it again for a second time because, well, you know, it's already been eaten. And so, there you go. I know how hard it can be for you guys to look at that, and some of you might be feeling sick right now. But imagine what it's like for me here, because now I realize that all these feelings we have are nothing. Because look at these kids here. They don't look twice at the pagpag. They eat it and even consider it a joy. This is how Madam Clara rinses the pagpag before selling it. A kilo of these bones that have not been fully nibbled costs 10 pesos. That's about 20 cents. And now we go back with Janice to cook up these goodies.
We call this bara oat.
Uh-huh.
Bara oat.
And this is all...
There are many things here.
So this is all from the Smokey Mountain, right?
Yes. And here, there's Bara oat. Here is our church.
This big building, this is a church.
Yes, a church.
Blow sick, man, I've been high. I saw a guy who the dope is.
In general, I have to say that everyone here in Tondo is very friendly. They're very kind. They wave at you and they shout hi, and you hear that someone is saying hi. Everybody smiles, and in general, they're very, very friendly people.
There we have lots of wood.
Uh-huh.
People buy it here to build houses up there.
Oh, houses are built from this, right?
Please don't play no games with me. It was never about the fame to me. They needed the best, so they came to me.
So what kind of garbage brings more income? I mean, like bottles or metal?
Bottles, paper. Collecting newspapers is profitable.
Newspapers?
Yes, many people do it. And also this. What do you call it? Cardboard? Cardboard boxes.
Just like that.
Yes, like that. And various electronic devices, smartphones, stuff like that. And also a lot of plastic. I used to live here, over there. There, you see the window there?
Okay, that's your window?
Yes, but in 2019, my dad decided to sell this house to other people.
And how much did he sell it for?
20.
20,000?
Yes.
Janice has never been to school. She knows English thanks to a charitable organization that helps her and others like her in Tondo.
They give me more knowledge, more information. They teach me how to work in an office and speak English. I didn't go to school because I had a child. In the school, I had to... Come here. There were all sorts of projects at school for which you had to buy things. But I didn't have enough money to live on because I had no job. Here is a small church.
Okay, a small church. You have your own church on the Smokey Mountain.
A small one. And there is a cathedral down there.
So, may I ask, do you have gangsters here in Tondo?
Yes, many.
Yeah?
Yes, there are many gangsters here.
How do you protect yourself?
Me?
Yeah, I mean, do you have a gun or something?
Me? When I see a bandit, I just don't go out. Sometimes I run to hide. I hide in the trucks. I don't come out because I'm scared of all these people. But generally, it's safe here because I've lived here a long time.
Uh-huh. Have you ever seen any shootouts here?
I haven't seen any actual shootings, but
You heard it?
Yes, I've heard of them.
So you heard it like bang, bang, bang.
Yes, I've heard gunshots. I went to the window to look, and I saw bodies just laying there. But I didn't see the shooters who killed them. They ran away.
Okay, does it happen often? For example, every day or every week?
No, not every day and not every week.
Now, 2 years ago?
Yes.
Every day?
But now it's all right.
But 2 years ago, it happened every day?
No, not every single day, from time to time.
So that's basically the whole place. This is a mattress. There's a closet of sorts. There's a huge mirror on the wall. The Last Supper is a must. A fan, and that's it. While we were talking, Janice's mom started a fire, and we started cooking. This is the second time this chicken's being fried. The first time was probably at McDonald's or KFC. The second time at Smokey Mountain. And it's about to be eaten here soon for the second time. My goal was just to film it all and to show it to you. But when Janice and her family offered me to share a meal with them, I didn't know how to politely decline without offending them. So I had to eat it. Okay, guys, now I'm gonna try the pagpag. Please don't ever do this, okay?
It's hot.
Oh, okay. Don't ever try it yourself. I want to do it just to see what these people eat. It's very dangerous, but I'm gonna try it. Look at Janice's face. I don't think she could believe a foreigner was eating this.
That's why everybody loves pagpag. It's tasty.
So there it is, guys. Pagpag. That's what it looks like. It's, well, you can see my puffed up cheeks. I was in a hurry to get away so I could spit out the pagpag before anyone noticed. I never had the courage to swallow it, and, well, to be honest, I gargled my throat all day and couldn't eat anything for about 24 hours. Pagpag is unquestionably the most disgusting food I've ever seen. I mean, I've seen people eat old food. I've seen people eat bad food or just plain rice, but this is the first time that I've seen people eating secondhand food. Don't ever try this for yourself. I truly hope that your life never forces you to eat anything like this. I hope that I'm gonna be okay. Here in the slums of Tondo, the biggest and it seems the only serious Filipino gang appeared. Interestingly, its name is Sputnik, named in honor of the Soviet satellite, which is considered ever-present here, flying over everything, and in general, it's very, very powerful. And so members of the gang, to show their swag, named themselves after the Soviet satellite. The gang members are known not only for their brutality, but also for tattooing the satellite on their right buttocks. Under Duterte, almost all of them were shot in the streets or sent to jail. So guys, look at this. I'm accompanied around the slums by this escort of local youths. Look, we've got girls and boys, and they're incredibly happy. They're incredibly cheerful. In fact, the most cheerful young people, honestly, the most cheerful kids that I've ever seen anywhere in the world live in these slums. You don't hear, you just don't hear children crying. Obviously, the kids here realize that crying is useless. You have to solve your own problems. And everybody here, look at how happy they are. Check this out, guys. Despite the densely packed shacks set up all around, this is the central square. It's huge. It's really big, really spacious. And despite the fact that, people built houses upon houses, they still left the central square for recreation. And this central square, of course, has a church. Church in the Philippines, in general, plays a very important role. It is a Catholic country, which is actually very unusual for Asia. Almost 80% of the population not only wear a cross, but also regularly attend services, and the churches here are full of children.
Yeah, for example, when kids skip classes here, I remember when I skipped school, I went to the movies, but here all kids go to the nearest church.
So they'll skip school to go to church.
Yeah, they like hanging around churches. Children, a lot of children, they just go to church on their own. Nobody forces them. They see their parents as examples. And like most churchgoers, they are deeply religious, both the kids and the adults alike. They start the day there, they pray before each meal, and when they get in the car, they make sure to cross themselves. Filipinos won't start driving even passengers on the bus without crossing themselves, and only then will they drive off.
Padre Pablo is finishing his Sunday service. His parishioners are residents of the neighboring slums, where gunfire was almost constant during the days of the crackdown on drug dealers. And almost everyone in this church has lost someone in gang violence, so they have someone to pray for. Padre Pablo knows better than anyone how important faith is in difficult times, especially when that faith is backed up by a trusty shotgun, or more than one.
This is the standard issue for the NYPD, a .357 Magnum. You open this here at the bottom, and the gun comes out. I keep this baby here.
So you have a gun in your desk drawer?
Yeah, and it's loaded.
And then
Here also, you pull this right here, and a gun pops out. Nice and easy. I have a .45 caliber hidden in the armchair here. And this one is loaded too.
Father Pablo's office looks like a warehouse of religious books, weapons, and a little alcohol. If you don't know it's all in the church, you might mistake it for a gangster's lair. But Father Pablo is the exact opposite. He teaches the children to stand up to the gangsters, in word and in action.
When you look into this barrel for the first time, it looks dangerous, but then you do this, and you run.
Right in the basement of his church, he organizes a kind of survival school. Kids learn how to fight, how to use knives and other edged weapons, and then guns. You have a huge arsenal.
Most of the weapons are for training, or for dispersing riots. I mean, they're non-lethal or nearly non-lethal. I've got a stun gun over there for training.
So, when did you start buying and collecting guns?
Most of them are from the security service that belonged to my father. It's his legacy. I have my father's Glock in my bedroom. A lot of antique guns that cowboys and Indians used. Now we have 6 security agencies. They protect people and ensure security on marine vessels. So we need a lot of guns for training. Most of the guns are for training though. It's all about getting out of the line of fire. You point the gun, you say, please don't shoot. Then you grab it. You see that? It's already mine. That really hurts. Look at his hand. You make that move, and you have the gun. Then you shoot it yourself. Or there's another one. Look at this. He's aiming for your head, but if you do that, he won't hit you, even if he shoots.
Who you know putting fear in them like this? You a vampire, still suck when you bite this. Listen to me to show me I'm right.
But don't you think they could use these skills to become gangsters?
I do, but I'll eat them alive if they do. They know I have them under control. I go to their homes. I know all about them. When I start training or retraining addicts, I do it with the whole family. I go to their homes, and they know I'm gonna find them. They won't do anything bad.
Don't play me. Now chill, go join the hit race me. You praising your God, you crazy.
I was just a kid. I was 5 years old when my dad started teaching me how to shoot. He bought me a rifle, a BB gun. It was a gas gun from America. My uncle was a colonel, and we used to practice all the time. We had our own shooting club. My father was a captain. He fought the Japanese. So basically, I grew up in a gun culture. I always liked knives. And my mom used to tell me, keep your knives in the closet to keep your room clean. And I used to stick all my junk in the closet. And one day she opened my closet and knives started falling out. They almost killed her. There was a huge number of them, maybe 100, even though I was only 8 years old. My mother would kick my ass. And my dad, he gave me a hard upbringing. He'd beat me if I didn't hit the bullseye. So I had to learn how to shoot, and now I'm pretty good at it. I also have 2 sniper rifles in my office. You'll see those. When he'd hit me, I'd say to myself, I'm not gonna be like my father. I'm gonna go to seminary and become a priest. And so, I used the skills from my father to teach bodyguards and security personnel.
Pablo started his priesthood at a church near the Smokey Mountain.
We played with local kids. We taught them religion, did social work. We went to the Smokey Mountain to help people there. There were all these gangs around, Satellite, and another one called Oxo. All these guys had come from the sticks. They come to a big city, they had nothing to live on, so they had to form gangs and kill each other. And then they formed syndicates. Drug syndicates, gambling syndicates. And suddenly, they were rich. I was looking at for 15 guys. They were from the same slums in Manila. They were like killers for hire. By the time they were 7, they were killing.
At 7 years old?
Yeah, they were killers. Hitmen. The youngest was 7, and the oldest was 15 to 16. They'd get paid $5,000 per kill, and they had a lot of orders. Or if you wanted, you could pay this guy 10 grand, and he'd shoot somebody right in front of their parents. Once they shot a student for 10 grand. I decided to get them out of it. Our team took this on, then one of our social workers got shot by the relatives of the parents whose kids had been killed. It was like payback or revenge. Then the police shot those relatives. And eventually all 15 guys ended up dead in the shootouts. I couldn't save them.
Many of the children in this church also have street fights and shootings as their backgrounds. Padre Pablo said that he had taken some teenagers away from their families because they were abused. It's hard to imagine that even with that background, these kids still know how to have fun and laugh. At the end of each class, Pablo asks them to write an essay about what they care about and read it in front of everyone.
We are all citizens of the same world, and we must not be enemies. We must not fight, because war is a very, very bad thing. I wish there were no more shooting and no more street wars. No more wars of any kind.
Life is given to us not for fighting. This is the legacy of imperialism and colonialism, but fighting is not the answer.
Surprisingly, there are some things in the world that even children understand. However, adults do the opposite. According to statistics, every 4th Filipino owns a gun, which, by the way, is less than, for example, in Thailand. But there are few places in the world where you can get a gun as easily as in the Philippine Islands. I'm going to the capital of the underground gun business, where revolvers and assault rifles are forged like bags and sneakers in China. Welcome to Cebu Island, a tourist paradise in the Philippines.
Yeah, we're in Boal. It's a place where many foreigners, Europeans, Americans, they come here for vacations. You know, they do some diving. The diving locations here are very beautiful. They go surfing, they enjoy the local nature attractions, and basically, they end up staying here forever.
We are driving along Cebu Island's beautiful locations, and it's funny how we took this car, but they didn't ask for any documents, right?
No.
None at all.
A man drove up, left the keys with the guard. I didn't even see that man. He left the keys with the guard. I came by, took the keys, and that's it.
So, you know, no driver's license, no contract, nothing. And in the evening, when we've had enough of driving, we just return the car. Give the money for the day, of course, fill it up with gasoline, and that's it. That's it. Frankly speaking, it's the first time I've seen this. Usually they take some kind of security payment or credit card, or at least check your passport. But in the Philippines, none of this is necessary. Slava is touring me around the island. He moved here to work a few years ago, but now he's so grounded, he almost has a family here.
When I first came here, they told me that I was such a tall, blue-eyed, handsome man. All the women would go crazy for me. I'd say, actually, they're rather afraid to come up and start a conversation. I mean...
They're afraid because you're the tall, blue-eyed, handsome man.
Maybe.
Like a European.
Yeah, I think that might have been the reason. I spoke to the locals and asked around about it. They told me that the social pressure was high here. It's like, if a Filipina is dating a foreigner, they'd say that, you know, she's like doing it for the money. All he needs from her is sex, you know, that kind of thing. Unfortunately, these stereotypes are pretty common here. In fact, they're not true in most cases. Still, some cases confirm the stereotype for sure. So yes, we have that. However, in most cases, that's not true. So local women, for fear of condemnation and reprehension from their relatives and friends, they prefer not to talk to you at all. It's just easier for them that way.
Slava took it upon himself to show me the most beautiful parts of Cebu Island before I went to see everything else. Guys, we're here to swim, but of course, I wouldn't just bring you to the beach. So we won't be swimming alone here.
We're gonna swim with whale sharks. I don't mean we're gonna go swimming and watch them from a boat, or let's say from a porthole. Literally, we're gonna go to swim with whale sharks side by side.
All right, let's go and do this.
Yeah.
On second thought, though,
we're gonna get a good dose of adrenaline.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, daughter had fun on Yagi, her brain fried. My lady Papa Zenny out of luck.
It's right here. It's crazy, man. It's really crazy. They are huge. I mean, I didn't expect them to be this big. It's unreal. I mean, they weren't just an arm's length away. It was just a hand away from me. It's unreal. Scary. I mean, it's got gills. Like, it's a real shark. And it's just swimming right there, like a person next to you on the subway. Oh, man. I mean, it's just an unbelievable experience. The whale shark is the largest fish on the planet, and sometimes it grows up to more than 18 meters and can weigh 12 tons. But for humans, it's completely harmless. It feeds on plankton and swims slowly near the surface, which is used by fishermen. These sharks used to be caught in Taiwan, where they were called tofu fish because the meat was white and tender like tofu. But now it is illegal to catch whale sharks.
The tail fin of big whale sharks is roughly the same height as you. And in those cases, You realize how small you actually are.
It's incredibly scary at first. I mean, at first, especially when you see those gills and you realize this is really a shark in front of you with that mouth. It's scary, especially the first time it touched me. And I was like, ah, what? But then you slowly get used to it, and it becomes even pleasant and, in a way, meditative to watch them. They're relaxed and they're just smoothly flowing through the water, and like a bus or a cruise ship that's just gently moving along their routes. It's unbelievably simple. I mean, look at it. Just look at it. I mean, what a mouth. It's coming straight at me. It's like, ah, what's that? All right, I think I've calmed down. There they go. I mean, they're already on the boat. But I mean, just look at my hands. Actually, my heart's still pounding. I mean, you've kind of figured out in your mind that it's not scary, but your body's still stressing out about it. And I mean, my hands, they're still shaking. It's just that I barely got this life vest on because I can barely fit into it. So the thing is, all of this stuff costs a ridiculously small amount of money. 500 pesos. I mean, that's less than $10. That is unbelievable. As for us, now we're going to another incredibly beautiful location, the Kawasan Falls Canyon. All right, let's go.
Hold on.
The road to the canyon is not always easy. Oh, this is an abyss. Oh, you guys, oh my God. Why did I sign up for this? Will somebody meet me over there?
Yeah, someone will meet you.
Oh my God. Okay, there is a real abyss up ahead. There's absolutely nothing there. Oh, I'm gonna die! Guys, this is so beautiful. Just look at all this beauty. Oh! All right, I think we're getting there. Oh! Okay, guys, we're there. Oh, man. Now, the worst part is getting stuck in the middle of the ropeway. Check this out. This guy on that tiny, look at this, on just the tiniest stool over the abyss over there. Slava is hanging in midair. Okay. But all of this was totally worth coming here. A narrow, stone-bedded canyon with numerous falls. Just look at that celestial blue water here. On a hot day, it is so cool, you wouldn't want to ever leave this place. Okay, guys, we have our first jump into the river. Ready, set, jump! Actually, jumping into a river waterfall like this is pretty awesome. It's fresh water. Oh, this is our guide. And the water is sweet. The water is so sweet. This is the purest water in the world. Oh, it's so nice. I've never slid down a waterfall on my back before.
You have to step on that step. Yeah, do you see the step? And jump.
Uh-huh. I am loving this.
You won't get cold feet? Will you jump?
Yes. Guys, just check out this height. How many meters?
It's about 7 to 8 meters.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, jump. This is the easiest of the scary ones.
That was the easiest of the scary ones.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, well, let's move on. The main thing to all of this is being against the backdrop of a real Instagrammable canyon. I mean, there are unbelievable backdrops everywhere you look.
Right now it's sunset. Wow. You got the sun rays shining on this jungle. It's surreal. Look back sometimes too, by the way. There's an extraordinary view revealed.
This is an incredible heavenly beauty right here, and this is truly a paradise.
We're absolutely alone here. There's no one else, not a single soul.
Just look at this, guys. Just look at this. I mean, I don't know how well the camera can capture this, but it's just incredibly beautiful. I mean, it's just some kind of divine beauty.
Look, Stas, let me explain.
So you just have to fall back straight.
You're not jumping backwards, not pushing with your legs. You're just falling straight like a stick.
Uh-huh. So you just put your arms out and... Oh, wow. Guys, I don't know if I'm glitching, but I feel like I can smell kebabs. We're in the middle of the jungle, and there's no kebabs here. It must be hunger. I don't know. So guys, my sense of smell, it's honestly, it's unbelievable, but my sense of smell actually, it did not fail me. I mean, I don't understand how. I mean, how did this even get here? Holy cow, it is really kebabs. It's fried sausages. How did this get here? Where did this come from?
That's another phenomenon of the Philippines. Yeah, I mean, you go on some adventure, climbing through the jungle. You're scruffy, sweaty with a backpack in the middle of nowhere. You come out of there and see a grandma grilling kebabs. And she'll sell you a Coke for 10 pesos.
How much are the sausages?
This pork sausage is 80 pesos.
80 pesos for this.
Chicken sausage, 50 pesos.
15 pesos.
50. 50.
Oh, okay, and this?
Chicken gizzards, 30 pesos.
And how much for water?
30 pesos.
30 pesos.
Water is 30 pesos.
This is cheaper than at the store.
For this one, sparkling water is 100 pesos.
Oh, wow. The only problem is I don't have any money on me.
No, we don't have money. We can pay later.
We're going to pay later. I mean, can you believe that? They're selling this food here for pennies that they could sell for 20 times as much. I mean, $50 kebabs, a $50 bottle of water, and you don't have to pay. You can pay later. The Filipino people are incredible.
The way I see it, the scariest jump is this one here. Although it's not the highest, for some reason, I'm scared here every time. It's
pretty narrow here. It's very narrow.
So most people don't jump. They stand here for 30 minutes, and then they decide to go around and not jump here because, you know, it's scary. I guess. So the girls sometimes jump from there. That's where they go down and jump.
Well, we're not girls. Let's jump. Or rather, we'll see how it goes. Oh, this place is high.
Jump, don't worry. It's about 7 meters high.
So, has anyone ever broken anything here?
No.
Never ever?
Never ever.
Are you sure it's 7 meters here?
Yeah, I am.
Because it looks like 10 or higher.
Well, it's all the same, really. Same thing.
Okay, so, well, I guess I gotta jump. Right? Well, we're not some girls. We're jumping.
This is another jump with a run-up. Once you start running, don't stop. Run and jump.
Are you going to run?
I don't know.
And then you're gonna jump?
I want to jump, but I'm scared.
This girl has been standing here for some time now when we came up. How long have you been standing here thinking about the jump?
I don't know. I think I need a push. Somebody has to push me.
So the girl is just standing here waiting, maybe for like a half an hour already.
1, 2, 3, run!
While we were standing there, another girl came up. Poor thing.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
1 hour. Come back in 1 hour and it won't be this scary.
Wait a minute.
So finally the girls asked us to push them, but it's dangerous to push them too hard. They have to jump on their own anyway. Oh, she fell poorly. So it seems like she hit her bottom pretty badly. That's exactly why you shouldn't push anyone.
So we tourists jump right here from 10 meters in the middle over there.
Uh-huh, okay.
While the locals climb up the tree.
Right up here, yeah?
Yeah, to the very top. And they jump from there.
And then from there, and then just down into the water.
You jump from 10 meters and you're like, yeah, I'm the man. I did it, you know? And then this 12-year-old local punk comes up and jumps from twice as high as you. And you're like, well, all right. Maybe I'm not that much of a man after all.
Oh, man. Judging by the injuries after the jump, the probability of retaining your manhood is higher if you don't jump at all. So she kept standing there waiting. Did she jump in the end?
Doesn't look like she did.
Well, I doubt it. Her swimsuit is still on her body, so most likely she didn't. Maybe next time.
Yes, well, even on top of the smaller mountain, I stood for like 30 minutes and then finally thought better of it.
So check it out, guys. Behind me is the best social media photo spot in the Philippines. Oh, wow. This is one of the most beautiful adventures that has ever happened to me. Just a ton of impressions and adrenaline, and opposing that, a kind of tranquility and beauty, peace. Definitely a place to visit in the Philippines. But you should only go into the canyon with a guide. If something happens, there's no one to help you out. Seriously, I'm a bit nervous, but I think everything will work out just fine. I trust you.
It's all fine. Last night, I prayed so that everything would be okay.
I'm on my way to the illegal arms manufacturers near Danao City. This town in the south of the Philippines is considered the gun capital of the country, the capital of illegal weapons. The condition of being shown one of the workshops was that I come alone, and they drive me to this workshop as if I were in some action movie. First by car, and then on a motorcycle, and then again by another car. So we're going to one of the forges where they make illegal weapons, and it's in the jungle. I still have my phone with me though, so I can still see the geolocation. Okay, we've arrived somewhere. I think this is it. I'm accompanied by 2 guides, and we agree to conceal their faces and names. However, everyone knows about the illegal arms production in the jungle near Danao. Even the New York Times has written about it. Truth be told, adding some romance into the mix. They say that in a remote fog-covered suburb of Danao, masters of weapon making toil away mysteriously. But in reality, there's no fog, and it's not that remote. It's just a village, although, of course, the connection isn't very good. The article states that by the 1960s, both criminals and ordinary people who wanted to buy replica guns cheap started coming to this place. Such homemade guns are called paltik in the Philippines. They don't look or work any worse than the original. And it's not just about guns. Here, for example, is a test of an American rifle M16 made in Danao. It's also said that they make heavier weapons here, such as machine guns or grenade launchers. Now we're waiting for another man to take me directly to the workshop where the underground weapons are made. We're in the mountains near Danao, and there's no communication here. There are only small villages around. It's a jungle. Another guy gets into the car and we keep driving. We're now going down the mountain again to climb it in another place. It's like a special operation. I don't know if it's just to see if I'm being tailed or something like that, but anyway, it's a very complicated route that they're taking me along to get there. When there's some connection, I try to send a geotag to my friends to let them know where I am. But the messages don't go through very well because there's almost no internet. And at some point, we get out and walk into the jungle. I'm starting to feel like we're gonna finally be there soon, but on the other hand, I'm a bit anxious because we're in the middle of nowhere. Eventually, we came to a small hut in the middle of the jungle. Here we should be met by another guide who will lead us into the jungle to a weapons workshop, only he's not coming out. But it turns out to be another test. After a while, some guy shows up behind us. He tells my guide something, probably that while we were sitting in the jungle, no one followed us. And then they take me back to the car.
Now we know that you're alone.
All that remains is for the weapons masters themselves to agree to show me everything. I naturally offered them money for it.
Are you okay there, sir?
I'm all right, but everyone's afraid, right?
Every single one of them. They don't want any money, sir. They don't want money.
Really? Are they scared?
Yes, they are.
My guides explained to me that there's a rumor going around the mountain that a roundup is imminent, and so everyone's afraid to have meetings right now. Do you think there's still a chance that we'll meet them?
Yes, we hope so. Wait here. They're gonna ask one of them.
All right, my 2 guides are coming out. This is the jungle hut where the weapons are made, but I can only enter it safely if the master allows me to. Looks like we've arrived at the place where the weapons are made after all. Now, one of the guides has gone to make final arrangements with the masters to let me in and show me what they're doing. And we're waiting. While the negotiations are going on, I notice some motorcyclists standing right behind our car. Why he's wearing a mask in the middle of the jungle is anyone's guess. Finally, I see my guide returning from the negotiations, and clearly he is not happy.
I'm really sorry, but they refused to let us inside. You know, inside the house. Because they're afraid. Because I think there was a raid here last week.
There was a police raid here?
Yeah.
And then they won't let us into the gunsmith, right?
Right. You have to understand them, yeah?
Okay. Well, we tried. Let's go. Well, they never let me into the gun shop. After changing 2 cars, a motorcycle, spending almost a day somewhere in the jungle, moving from one point to another, all of this for nothing in the end. And the workshop was literally 50 meters away. That is, we were standing, like the last point where we were standing was a point right next to the workshop. But the master himself is very afraid. There are always some raids here, especially in recent years. People are being caught and authorities are trying to somehow close down these weapons workshops, but they still remain. Well, okay. A 0 result is a result nonetheless. It's a shame, though. It's a shame, to put it mildly. I flew to Cebu specifically for this shoot, which I had been planning and negotiating for a long time. I waited for a few more days to see if the masters would agree, but they didn't give me any exact dates for the shoot. Here are the shots that my colleague Adam Araulio, a Filipino journalist, took earlier in this very place. The weapons are mass-produced, and the local craftsmen even have a catalog.
Nah, don't try it. You can't feed me lies, won't buy it. Question everything, told them, nah, don't try it. Yeah, me, I move it like some sidekick. Me, I move.
So guys, how did you like the Philippines? I hope you've recovered from the sight of pagpag, because in the next installment about the country, I'm going to talk about the local dishes that are truly delicious. Oh, it's really good. And also about the kind of slums that you won't see anywhere else. Cemetery slums. And about who really rules the Philippines. See that bastion right there in the center of Manila? Do you recognize that symbol? Subscribe and I'll tell you. In the meantime, we're going to get a move on. So let's get going.